Hello, everybody. Oh, geez. There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome on into the Haven. We are back here again for some more Genshin. Don't worry, tomorrow will be our break from Genshin for a day or two. But hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. We're back here to continue Durin story quest. We are on part 4 of 5. And then Tuesday is when we should be done with it all and get those extra tasty primos. I am very excited to try and pull for Nervulette, but I really need to get more primos. So that is what we will be doing today. Is we're doing Durin story quest part 4, EMILIE's story quest. I only started a little bit of it, which is really just us meeting her. I don't think I have much extra time, but probably on Tuesday when we do this again to finish up the last part, then we'll figure out something else to do there. Whatever I have that gives the most primos. Or if there's any event still going on then. Ooh, I need to finish the winter event. But hi, welcome on in. I'm getting the game booted up. Pop right over to here. There we go. Nice quick boot up. And I didn't end up messing with any of my mic settings because I immediately had to go downstairs, and the same will be for tonight. Well, I'll test with the mic settings tonight. I just have to catch up on a show that I'm almost getting spoilers for. So that is something I really need to do because now I'm hearing people talk about it at work, and it's like, no, don't tell me yet. I don't want to know. It's the finale.
Hey, a letter from Jean. Looks like Durin's woken up. Let's go see how he's doing.
Let me make sure it's on the correct enable focus mode, just be safe. I've been claiming my stuff over in Notland, however, I haven't done my reputation stuff that I need to start. Because now I'm working on... I tend to claim my commission stuff all the way where I am working for Wings, but I haven't started yet for Notland. I have yet to get Notland, then Nodcry. I know nothing of Emily's story quest, so I'm also in for a surprise. Yeah, I started the beginning of it, and it seems to be like, oh, you might be allergic to these combination of flowers, Paimon. Or was it us that had, I don't know which one of us had the allergy. It was Paimon or Traveler.
Jean!
Hello, you two. I'm glad you got my letter. Durin's awake and waiting on the bench over there. I'm here if you need help. Just give me a shout.
Don't worry about us. We'll be fine.
Oh, hey, you two. I just remembered what happened right before I passed out. Thanks for holding me back. I shudder to think what might have happened if you hadn't.
Don't worry about that for now. Are you alright? I just like looking at his really pretty face. His design's so good.
I'm fine now. It's just... a lot of people seem to have forgotten me.
Don't worry. We'll figure out a way to fix this. Why don't you start by telling us what happened?
It felt... so strange. After I realized no one recognized me anymore, I suddenly felt like I'd completely lost contact with my body.
Oh.
Abyssal power lies sealed within this body I inhabit. So when I lost my connection to it, I lost control of that power too. It wasn't until I heard everyone calling my name that I was able to reconnect with my body.
You lost contact with your body? Does that mean there's something wrong with it? Sounds like we need Albedo more than ever.
Sounds more like he's either having a panic attack or disassociating.
I don't think the problem lies in Albedo's alchemy.
Huh. But then, why are people forgetting you? Guess that's what we need to figure out.
Welcome in, Zekira. I haven't seen you around in a while. Hope you're doing well. I think it's got something to do with that book.
That means we need Alice for sure. But it's been ages and she still hasn't been in contact. Now would be a really good time for a hint.
How could the story's budding branches even hope to reach beyond the towering walls? Leaving the castle, the witch went off in search of the tallest, grandest tree in the whole world. High up in the canopy of that tree, she sought a resting place, a refuge where the little sapling might take root. Go to that place, for it was there that the sapling felt its first breath of wind.
Huh? Was that another clue? Does that mean the story isn't over yet?
Leaving the castle. It just occurred to me. If this story is all about my own experiences, then wouldn't what happened after I left Simulanka be part of it too?
And that's what I was thinking yesterday. I didn't think we were done. Feel like it would have been grander if we were.
But how could she possibly know exactly what would happen? And even if she did, how could we know when the story was complete?
Looks like we gotta go back inside the book.
Yeah. Since we can't reach Alice right now, we'll just have to get to the bottom of this ourselves. But first, we gotta figure out where this riddle wants us to go.
The tallest, grandest tree in the whole wide world. Huh. The only place that ever gave me that feeling was the one I ended up in right after leaving Simulanka. They had great coffee there, too. And so many books you'd never run out of things to read.
Oh, Actually, no, it would make sense for the book to be in Sumeru. So, you mean Sumeru City?
Think about it. Our search in Mondstadt began in a library, right? Well, Sumeru City's got one of those, too. And it's absolutely huge. What do you say? Should we try looking there?
Huh. That does kind of make sense. And it's not like Paimon's got a better idea.
It's worth a shot at least.
Alright, let's just give Jean and the others a heads up first.
Well, it sounds like you've got a plan, so I won't interfere. All I ask is that you stay safe. Albedo won't be back for some time, and until he is, we can't know for sure how dangerous Durin might be in his current state.
I'm so sorry about what happened before.
Believe me, I'm not blaming you, and neither is anyone else here. If anything, it's the opposite. We're all just worried about you.
Worried? About me?
I mean, from what I know, he's been a delight with the Knights of Favonius.
Come with me. I want to show you something. As soon as they heard you were awake, they all hurried over to see how you were doing.
You all came to see me?
Clee's so happy.
A little birdie told me you're working on finishing a storybook. So maybe all those people losing their memories is just a plot twist waiting to be resolved.
Miss Lisa, you always seem to know how to put my mind at ease. Please, everyone, don't worry about me. When I get back, I'll find a way to complete my mother's story, and the one we started, too.
Oh, we're going far, yeah. Come on. There we go. I haven't been over here in a bit. Oh, I went a little too high. Oops. And there we go. Ooh, I just thought about it. I really should get the dates down for when 6.3 comes out, and then also when the rerun banner for Nerve Villette is. I really hope I'm back by that point.
After the library hunt in Mondstadt, it's not as if Paimon was expecting this to be easy. But this... Yeah... This is something else.
Where do we even begin?
Even the clue this time seemed kind of cryptic.
Let's just take a look around.
Yeah. Guess the best we can do is stay on the lookout for more weird things going on. Huh?
Or he can help us.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm here to return Volume 5.
According to the catalog, Volume 5 of this series is not available for loan. I can't accept the return of a book that was never checked out in the first place.
Let me put it this way. My copy is complete. Yours, on the other hand, is missing large amounts of content. So you should swap it for mine instead.
Sir, you have to understand. Managing a library is a serious business, and we have protocols in place for this kind of thing. I can't just replace an important volume in our collection based on nothing more than your word.
Hey! Look what the Wandering Tom dragged in.
Oh, it's you.
Well, well, what a surprise. I had a sneaking suspicion we'd see you here. Well, and especially we haven't actually seen him a bit, and he was a good part of Durin's story, especially in Simulanka, so...
And, what is it you're doing here?
I'm a traveling scholar, as you know. Isn't a library the most natural place for me to be?
Well, the last time we saw you was all the way in Notcry. Paimon just didn't expect to suddenly see you in Sumeru, that's all.
There were some things I needed to come back and take care of. Some documents had gone missing, so I tracked them down, restored them to their original condition. And now, I'm here to return them. And considering what I'm planning to do next, it feels like a weight off my shoulders.
Wonder what these documents are about then.
What's going on with you, huh? You look like a kicked puppy.
Damn, what the hell?
Hat guy. Ah, at least you haven't forgotten about me.
What's that supposed to mean?
Durin feels wandering on the recent events.
So it's been getting worse.
Yeah, I forgot. We do get to choose his name, but I am just gonna say Wanderers. Everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Sounds like you know something we don't.
After he left Simulanka, he spent some time traveling Sumeru with me. I was working on several texts at the time, and I stumbled upon something strange. Anytime Durin of Simulanka was mentioned, before long, the record would disappear.
Oh.
Which means, all the remaining records on Durin are about the evil dragon that fell on Dragonspine.
How did you even discover that?
If I remember correctly, Hat Guy loved the time he spent in Simulanka so much that he started writing a travel log.
That's besides the point. The fact is, you're not affected by the ley lines of this world. I'm sure you can grasp the implications of what that means.
Herman Soul, the things you've done.
His case is different from mine. It's more like the world itself refuses to accept his existence. It started with a few written records, but now, it sounds like it's spread to people who never met him, or didn't know him well. At this rate, the whole world might forget him altogether.
The whole world? But that includes all my friends in Mondstadt, and even Hat Guy, too. So that's what you've been worried about all this time? Why didn't you just tell me?
There are more important questions right now. Like figuring out how to fix this.
Yeah, I've been trying for a while now. We haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet.
That mage clearly cared a lot about her child. She left that book behind for a reason. If you want answers, isn't that the place to find them?
You think that didn't occur to us already? Problem is, we need to find the memory that unlocks the next chapter first.
Mind if I take a look?
You're offering to help us?
I just want to know what secrets this book is hiding. Besides, I've run into a bit of red tape. So I've got time.
Of course. Be my guest.
So, the memory we've been looking for was about you? All along?
I mean, Wander was a pretty good part of making Durin actually, you know, feel okay going out.
The little dragon became companions with a stray cat with dark blue fur. It was a friendship born of all they had in common. He left his castle at the stray's invitation, setting out to explore the world beyond its walls. There, he grew fond of the outside world, eager to make friends and share the story of his life. Taken by the dragon's story, the stray tried to write it down. But he soon realized that no matter how he tried, it would always warp into the evil dragon's tale.
Whoa, big tree.
So, this is the world where this chapter takes place? Looks like we're at the top of some kind of gigantic tree.
The story just now.
This one must be about what happened to me when I first arrived in Tevat. No wonder the memory that unlocked it was about Hat Guy. Most of my memories from that period were.
Hold on. Anyone want to explain how I ended up looking like this?
I don't know if the Scar Cat was always a fandom thing first, or if they actually made that an official art, but I love this. We get to see a little kitty.
Maybe you've become a character in the story too.
The way you appear here is basically how Durin sees you.
You see me as a stray cat?
I mean, it does fit his personality.
A wandering Tom, to be exact. You should count yourself lucky. Of all Durin's friends, your character is by far the most memorable.
Maybe it's because I've known Hat Guy for longer, so my impression of him is more vivid than the others.
Vivid? Then how come you haven't changed one bit?
Guess that means the impression the Traveler left was so vivid, it didn't need changing.
Well, I mean, we're also, not the trigger for the memory, so.
Hello, everyone! Ready for today's adventure?
Oh my god, I forgot that's what the original voice was. It is very going from child to teenager.
It's the storybook, Durin.
Oh. So you're not playing yourself in this one? Does that mean the two of you have even more memorable roles to play?
This is Alice's magic we're talking about here. She's the only one who can make sense of it.
Where are we going today, kitty cat?
Whatever. Just follow me. Same as always.
Okie dokie! Can we chat along the way?
If you have something to say, just say it.
Was that seriously how the two of you communicated when you first got here?
Yep.
Anyway, how do we get ourselves out of here?
Usually, the narrator gives hints to help us figure out what to do. Speaking of which, about time we got some of those, don't you think?
I love how Paimon just has to break the fourth wall for us. Well, it's not like she's exactly breaking the fourth wall, but you know.
The story's vines had woven themselves together into a giant tree, the boughs of which a little storyless dragon now paced, homeless among its leaves. He had to find a way to leave this place and set off in search of a home of his own. If he stayed, the world would erase him from its memory altogether.
To leave this place? But where am I supposed to go?
The little dragon felt completely lost. Just like the vines, the road ahead branched off into different directions, twisting and turning before disappearing into the mist. But as luck would have it, a prophetess waited up ahead. Perhaps she might know where each path might take him.
Doroko!
Oh, you must be the little lost dragon.
It's true. My friends and I are lost.
This meeting was no accident. The prophetess was in fact the seer witch, here to present her promised gift.
The seer witch. Oh yeah! That's Mona's teacher, right? The old hag?
Insolent child. I am the seer witch, your prophetess, not some old hag.
Sorry.
Now, little lost dragon, I have come to bestow the gift I once promised. A prophecy.
A prophecy?
Hear me now. For my prophecy is this. One day, the dragon from beyond the castle shall be reborn, and none may avert its coming.
The wind took the prophecy and swept it off into the distance. And so, the little dragon was shown a path to wander.
A path shown by the wind? Could that be referring to what happened back in Mondstadt?
As far as I remember, once that alchemist from Mondstadt learned about the prophecy, he chose to stand with you against the evil dragon. So, what does any of this have to do with you being forgotten?
Oh, wise witch of prophecy. Could we trouble you with another question?
As enigmatic as she was elegant, the seer witch spoke no more, for her thoughts had long since returned to the starry firmament above.
Just when we actually needed her.
The seer witch was my mother's friend, so the prophecy she just gave should turn out to be helpful.
Well, it's not like we've got better options. But, if all we need to do is leave this place, which path should we take?
Any ideas, Durin?
Why don't we take a look around?
Time to go to another big tree. Go where the wind blows from. Oh wait. Pass through the thorny bushes. I'm gonna go what the line
wind
says.
kept blowing, but the little dragon had not yet resolved to follow it. Before him lay a foggy path, and where it might lead he could not tell.
I will follow what our storyline says.
If we go this way, we'll be heading back to Mondstadt just like we planned. Out of all the options so far, this seems like the safest, right? At least we know what happens next.
He helps stop the evil dragon from returning, gets a new body, makes a whole bunch of friends, who all just forget about him.
But you didn't forget, Hat Guy.
I'm just saying, choosing this path wouldn't solve the main problem. You'd still end up being forgotten.
Huh.
Maybe future chapters hold the answer. We just need to keep the story going.
I'm not against choosing this path. I just wonder what secrets it might be hiding.
Let me think about it.
I wonder if there's actually a way to run out of the ink. I don't really want to try, but I'm very curious.
I still think you should keep going, little dragon. If you leave the castle, you can accomplish something amazing and make a bunch of friends along the way.
Really? Then let's go!
Unable to preserve his story, the little dragon wandered astray. Fortunately for him, a certain prophetess had left behind a prophecy to guide him. The wind took the prophecy and swept it off into the distance, and so the little dragon was shown a path to wander. Following the wind's guidance, the little dragon made his escape. In turn, the prophetess affirmed the little dragon's choice, leaving an extra secret as her parting gift.
Now that you've made up your mind, I shall keep my promise by explaining Fate's little trick. Long, long ago, the gods of the high heavens gave the world outside the castle a magic of its own. They called it storytelling. It was a magic of almost unshakable power that governed how people met, grew close, and understood one another. Each person had a story meant for them and them alone. One whose ending was written in the heavens long ago. In truth, your story and the evil dragons are simply two versions of the same tale, and that is something the magic of storytelling cannot abide. Beyond the castle's walls, your story cannot take root, for the evil dragon's tale has done so already.
And the world just doesn't want both to exist at the same time?
So, that was the secret?
Huh.
I see. I'm confused.
You still don't get it? Simulanka Durin and Tevat Durin share a special kind of connection. Their fates are mirror images of one another. While they were in two separate worlds, there may have been some mutual influence, but their fates were independent. But when Simulanka Durin came to Tevat, a version of his fate already existed there. So, how can two fates exist at the same time?
Oh, I guess this is more like a timeline thing with having like yourself in another timeline and you butt into that timeline and then there's two of you. Okay. Now I get what they're trying to get at, why two of them don't, like, the world doesn't want it to exist. It's, if you think of it like in a timeline sense, jumping timelines, yeah, okay, and then it makes more sense to me.
The answer is, they can't. The rules of this world don't allow it. You can't return a book you never checked out in the first place.
So, what's Durin supposed to do?
Those mages seem to have come up with quite the ingenious solution. I'm here to make a return.
As I said, there's no record of Volume 5 of this series ever being checked out.
Then just think of this as Volume 6. Based on what I know, the author was planning on publishing another volume anyway.
The catalog does have a slot reserved for Volume 6. So, this is it?
Sure, let's go with that. All you need to know is, I'll be the one writing this series from now on.
You...
I mean, hey, she took it. Now I guess she's gonna have to read it either way.
What are you up to this time?
Remember the red tape I mentioned before? Well, I just took care of it. Now, I guess you'll be off to see your alchemist friend? It should be pretty obvious by now. He has the answers you're looking for.
Well, we do have a whole bunch of things to confirm with Albedo, that's for sure. But didn't Jean say he'd be gone for quite a while?
So now that's gonna be our little excuse for why we have to wait again.
I'll join you. Just let me know when it's time to go.
Hat guy?
Don't sound so surprised. I'm part of this story too, aren't I? I'm just playing my role.
Well, yeah. But it's not that. I just feel like you want to help, but something's holding you back.
When I first realized you were being forgotten by the world, I thought it might be because you spent too much time with me. I even thought cutting our ties might be the only way to fix it.
Why would you think that?
He once made the whole world forget him, though he was worried Durin might be affected by what he did.
It doesn't matter now. Judging from the answer this book has given us, I was probably overthinking it.
Make that definitely. Anyways, we're in this together now.
Just as well. With the ley lines rejecting him like this, the people who still remember him are his only remaining connection to this place. If that last fragile tie was broken, who can say what devastation his unbound body might unleash? And to think I'm one of the people keeping you here, instrumental in helping change your fate. Can't say I saw it coming.
Well, if it's good enough for Hat Guy, it's good enough for me. After all, he is about as odd as humans get.
Maybe because he's not fully human, but sure.
Excuse me?
With some people, even if you try asking a simple question, they'll always give you a complicated answer. And the more you ask, the more complicated it gets. Truth is, Hat Guy's just that kind of guy.
Sometimes for sure, but he isn't always like that.
Whatever. All I needed was a yes or no, so we can quit it with all the back and forth.
I feel like that was even shorter. Man, the first chapter was like the longest one we've experienced. Okay, disable experience mode. Yes. Okay. Ooh, why is my... There we go. And I guess luckily we're here in Sumeru, because I guess we're already going over to Emily's. That was really quick. Just grabbing those while I have the chance. And so since I have started a little bit of this, you're going to like this flower exhibit. Tignari's there already. You go sniff around some flowers and they start making you like sneeze a bunch to the point where it's, I guess, concerning somehow. And she's just kind of showing flowers.
Look at all the flowers!
All the info up to this point is just we met her. She deals with flowers. That's all we have, really. Just so then we're all about on the same page.
Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that more of that?
Seems like they might have more to burn.
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Oh, yeah, look, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business. We need to talk about Kyria. Is he...
Hold on, we have guests.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emily? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. You're all grown up. I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I'm deserving of that title.
I don't know much about how she is gameplay-wise, but I do really like her design.
I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success. And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your letter.
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Emily's friends. Well then, the pleasure is all mine.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
Of course! We're perfume merchants from Fontaine.
She's been said to be the worst Dendro applicator. Oh my god. I kind of equated her to being like a Dendro Lisa, especially because some of her moves are very similar, but okay, yeah, no wonder I haven't seen her for any team builds. Damn, that sucks. She came out near the end of the update, which already puts her in a not so great state for people pulling her, and then she's the worst Dendro applicator. Weesh. That's super unlucky.
I'm Ood, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar and the two of us are old friends. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
Yes.
Merchant brothers?
You must be here to look for the August flower then.
Huh?
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of a Ghost? Anyone in the business would be interested in the rumors.
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emily. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in. I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the August flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely floral, but still distinct. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the August they remember from back then. A one-of-a-kind, divine, and noble scent.
Interesting.
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of August from back then.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent. Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have completely degraded by now. Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance? Or in accord with the same base notes?
Impossible! If a goose were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The Auguste flower is back. It has to be.
Technically speaking, the scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those people mention where the scent was coming from?
We gotta go chasing a scent.
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought. Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
It almost sounds like someone wearing the Auguste fragrance passed them on the street.
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud. Don't pay me any mind.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate. You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit? Ood, Blaze, this is the key to your room.
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging too?
My apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. Most are being used for storage ahead of the exhibition, you see. I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute, but by the time Emily wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to stay.
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that means there's definitely no space for us.
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to offer you to stay, even after you made the trip all the way to Sumeru.
Man, that's a pretty big hotel too. How much stuff is he holding up for the expo?
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru.
I'm familiar with the Sumeru wildness. I'll come with.
Ah, even better. Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here?
it would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much space.
Well, about that.
It seems like Edgar and the others don't want anyone to stay near the hotel. But they're also not trying to arouse suspicion. Not just imagining things, am I?
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't mind, mademoiselle.
All right then. Oud, why don't you take Emilie inside and find a suitable place for her luggage? I'll prepare some refreshments and join you in a bit.
What's so sneaky in here?
Whoa, the smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? There's still so many flowers. Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
Do all perfumers have houses filled with flowers?
No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants. But to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
What's behind this door?
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite. Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well? Blaze!
Yes, of course.
All right then. Where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle? Blaze will go fetch it for you.
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine. Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect way to repay you for your hospitality.
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You've stumbled upon his weakness. He's aloof about most things, but alcohol is his one true love.
Is that so?
Amber wine. Now that's a Fontaine specialty I've never heard of before. Yeah, it sounds... I don't know what kind of trick she's gonna pull here.
Mr. Oud, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
Hey! What are you doing?
That's Master's voice.
Quick, let's see what's going on. Like, we stepped away from bro for a minute. You rush out of the hotel and you detect a unique fragrance coming from outside.
Master!
Hey, Edgar. Are you all right?
Who did this?
Kyria. August.
Kyria.
Hey, Edgar? Edgar!
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can...
We'll investigate the scene. We'll try to see where the culprit went.
Oh, thank you.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle?
Only a small amount of liquid is left inside the bottle, and the streaks of residue can be seen both on the mouth and the sides of the vessel. Seems like somebody forcibly poured whatever was inside the bottle. I have a feeling the liquid in this bottle is...
Really? You think so?
That'd be such a waste. And also, why?
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through here.
Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away.
That kid?
Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
Now, why is there a kid making a bunch of famous perfume? Interesting.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before they attacked Edgar?
There are no footprints in the flower beds, and it doesn't seem like any of the branches or leaves have been disrupted. Unless the culprit was your size, that would be pretty difficult.
True. Well, we looked all over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move him inside?
Absolutely. And we carefully move him inside.
So, how's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely forced to ingest a certain liquid. He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now.
We found this bottle just now.
Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid and how toxic it is to the human body. But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation. Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Wait, you know...
Hey! Were you talking to us, mademoiselle? I'm afraid we'd never heard of those names before.
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3 others. A researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market. The 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste even further. In the end, they were sent to the Fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
Huh. And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse them of being criminals too?
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucien just now, the name registered immediately.
Yeah, you're a little bit caught, bud.
Ah, Miss Emily, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at humor. You have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false accusations, especially among merchant circles.
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
What?
Just as I thought.
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine would know of it. Unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like the Fortress of Meripede, perhaps?
Emily, you little...
Don't even think about it. We still have our dull blade right now. But this was made after Skirk's. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Never mind. Ignore me.
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment. But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the 2 of you might also be in danger. So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Fine, as you wish.
Sylvain!
Lucien, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway. You were right, Miss Emily. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucien, Edgar, and a researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, Vijava. Sometime down the road, the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. Oh, they did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead. That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire, along with much of the mora we managed to earn. All the Auguste flowers, everything we worked to create, was reduced to nothing but a pile of ash.
Dang.
But destroying all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
What?
I guess destroying all the evidence that way.
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
So far, Kira's name still hasn't come up.
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either. But you two seem quite familiar with him.
Kyria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing. Vijava kept him close most of the time. The three of us were probably the only ones who even knew she had a brother. After our operation was compromised, he disappeared. There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the Auguste flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
So, you think Kyria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the Auguste flower?
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even told us to give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her. If she left something behind before she died, believe me, Kyria's the one that has it.
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
I mean, I guess if he nicked anything before the fire. And sorry for not talking as much, I don't have a lot to really comment on because this is so very, like... Because they're explaining a lot of things right now, it's pretty mundane, but also I did not have the best sleep, so I have been yawning and really trying hard not to yawn into the mic. I even had some soda before, but I really guess I should have made a coffee. It's a little too late for that now, but yeah, I'm really trying hard not to yawn into the mic.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was Auguste. Wait, does that mean Auguste is poison?
Poison? No. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested. Even small amounts can be dangerous, let alone ingesting a whole bottle at once. If Auguste could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kyria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be Auguste.
Yeah, drinking a bunch of chemicals is, not exactly the smartest idea. It would hurt anybody, no matter what it was. Strange. He seems nervous all of a sudden. Why did Kira attack Edgar?
He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea why she did all that. We're not looking for Kyria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. And, if possible, work together to bring back a ghost. We only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. It had nothing to do with the product itself.
I don't like how suspicious he sounds now. He's really, like, stretching at his words. Like, come on, man. Man, this guy's making himself so suspicious. Like, we don't even have to try.
As long as we keep things honest this time around, bringing the product back to market would almost be like honoring his sister's memory.
So that's why you never mentioned Kyria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
Anyway, that's all we know. If you're looking for information on what's in a goose, or what to do if you ingest it, there are only two people to ask. Edgar or Kyria himself.
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact a goose. That gives us a direction for further testing. Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Well, glad to hear it. Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened, there are things that need reconsidering.
Bro's gonna call an assassination attempt.
Yes, of course.
They're still hiding something.
Huh, you think so too? That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence. But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only result in more made-up answers.
Most likely.
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch, that was genius!
Are you really just a perfumer who looks after people in your spare time?
Oh, right! Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were unusual.
Oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
Oh yeah, she's like partly mortician, or I know that might be a slight mispronunciation, but I think she's somewhat of a mortician as well.
So you're a forensic doctor?
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner.
Oh.
Once the forensic team and the Marechaussee Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world.
Okay.
In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent. Basically, there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the smells, bloodstains, and other substances left behind at the scene. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation.
Will do.
I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
I don't feel like she's our only character with glasses, but it's very odd that she has, like, you don't see any remote lenses or shine on her. I'm actually curious. Is she really? I feel like she shouldn't be. None here. I mean, the monocle doesn't count as much, but it also doesn't have a lens. I don't think she has lens details either. No, I guess they only seem to ever give glasses characters just the frames.
Whatsoever.
Which I guess it would probably be annoying to make, so fair enough. Just something interesting. Notice.
Whoa, why the rush? Did something happen?
We kind of had to run all the way over here. So, quite a distance. You explain everything.
What? Edgar was attacked? He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos. How could this happen?
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kiria. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get away.
What about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emily needs my help looking after Mr. Edgar.
But she said she's not a real doctor.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human anatomy and pharmacology than most scholars from the Amorta Darshan.
Well, that's impressive. That's literally their field of study.
Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emily is certainly in the best position to help him. As for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about Vijava and Kiria.
Oh, that's right! Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru. Do you recognize the name?
From Emily's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar. I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emily to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize I actually can't put focus mode on this one. I guess this would have come out late Fontaine. I think we only got the focus mode once I didn't look at what time I need. Between 7 and 11. Okay. But I guess, I think we got the feature for the focus mode. I don't think that was Nod Cry, but I think that was part, if not beginning, Notlin? I want to think that's where the timeline of that feature came up. But not entirely sure if I'm correct on that. But yeah, I've been sitting on doing Emily's story quest for a while now, so.
Well, it's been a day. Wonder if Tainari's discovered anything. But...
Sorry, Paimon, but I need to get over to that crime scene. And it would suck to walk over here all the way.
Emily!
How's Edgar?
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. He's still very weak, but with a bit more rest, he should regain consciousness soon. My chemical analysis of Auguste also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions.
Questions?
I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance, but I also noticed an abnormal trace of elemental energy in the sample.
Elemental energy?
Would that have an effect on the body?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking, like mixing a single drop of perfume into the ocean. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent years to even detect the traces present in the sample. Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, I doubt it would have any effect, even if you use the product every day for 10 years. As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy present in the sample or some other component of the perfume, it's still too early to say.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. Did Tainari come and find you? Maybe we could ask him to take a look.
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard anything since. The message said he was looking into some information at the academia.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to see you first. Excuse me? Is Miss Emily here?
Kale! I love seeing Kale.
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
Kale. Ah, of course. Tainari's apprentice. He's mentioned you many times. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. And please, no need for formalities. Emily is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emily. Did Tainari send you here, Kale? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest. I'm fast on my feet, so it only made sense for me to come and give you an update. Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of vjava ever passed through the academia.
Could it be an alias?
Master considered that possibility as well, but the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find a match. How is that possible?
Maybe her identity as a researcher from Sumeru was hers all along.
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true identity, I'm afraid another conversation with those two merchants might be our only...
Hey! Lucian!
That voice, it's
Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Curio came back, do you?
probably not this soon.
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel just now, we would have seen them.
Let's go inside and check. Yeah, I feel like that would have been a little, like, someone would have noticed. You rush into the hallway and head for
locked.
Sylvain's room. I'll try to break it open. The door gives way with a bang and you enter the room.
There's no one here.
Lucian! Lucian!
That's Sylvain's voice! Hurry, let's check next door!
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up!
Is he gonna be okay?
Emily, my brother, he's gonna be okay, right? He's just unconscious. Like what happened to Edgar?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain, but we were too late this time.
No, that's not possible.
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Of course. Leave it to me.
I'll notify the sheriff.
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up. Here, take my hand. Nice and slow. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Man, that happened fast.
Poor guy. He's like a shell of his former self. He may have made some bad decisions in life, but right now, Paimon can't help but feel sorry for him.
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally painful. All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they endured together, are now memories he has to carry alone.
Maybe that's why that's what Kyria wanted. Just trying to make sure to pronounce the names right, but I feel like there's a letter missing in my head.
If Kyria really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucian?
Well, especially to act that fast on him.
Lucian can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his death most certainly can. Traveler, I've got things covered here at the scene. I'll leave you to contact the sheriff.
Some time passes, and the sheriff rushes to the
Who
scene.
would have thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the air, and now this happens. Miss Emily, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor. Have you been able to discover anything?
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears the time of death was sometime last night. I'd have to do a more thorough investigation to find out more.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he left, Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left behind at the scene will fade with time, so the sooner we investigate, the better.
We'll help too. We don't know much about dead bodies, but you can leave the other clues to us.
Feels almost wrong investigating a dead guy's room. This bag is stuffed with clothes and other daily necessities. It's quite heavy.
Pupils are dilated, skin is flushed. No overt external injuries or signs of a struggle.
Hopefully he didn't drink the red amber still thinking of his alcohol. The space inside the cabinet is divided into various compartments. It doesn't look like a person could hide in there. Oh, I did.
So sorry for your loss.
I didn't mean to click the door. The corners are filled with flowers from different nations. The fragrance is incredibly strong. The door leads out to the hallway. The lock is intact and there's no signs of damage. This door was probably locked last night.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room.
The incense slowly rising into the air. It seems familiar somehow.
Well, looks like we've investigated as much as we can. Let's go report back to Emily and Shiam.
So, did you find anything?
There's no sign of force entry. The only way would have been through Sylvain's room.
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain... Wait, you don't think Sylvain could have been the one who...
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine, and he doesn't have a motive.
Then what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but he's our only available witness. We have to take his statement.
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries, so we might as well head next door and go through everything together.
Now we can go to his room.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you see or hear anything strange?
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I were incredibly careful. We returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, if we heard any commotion coming from the other room, we could help each other. But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise. I woke up this morning, opened the door, and Lucian was...
So, no movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And no external injury on Lucian's body. What kind of cause of death are we dealing with here?
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucian's pupils were dilated and his skin was flushed. Very similar to Master's symptoms after the attack yesterday. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance without knowing it, and I'd say that substance was likely a goose.
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night.
Just one night? So you're saying prolonged exposure is dangerous?
No, that's not what I meant. Emily, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on, tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
See? A goose is harmless. The market response proved that years ago.
That may be true for most people, but not for everyone.
Master!
I feel like you shouldn't be moving yet.
Edgar? You're up and about already?
Thanks to Emily, I'm out of the woods for now. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it, the truth will always come to light.
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do you think Kyria would just let us be? No. He would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this for Yelena.
Yelena? I almost was like, oh, they're gonna say Yelena, and I'm just like, where the hell does this come in?
That's Vijava's real name.
Oh.
Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exiled Fatus from Snezhnaya.
A Fatus?
The Fatui. Well, that means the elemental energy present in Auguste was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, Sylvain, looks like there's truly no reason to hide things now.
Well, and especially to cure and also prevent either of you two from dying.
Oh.
The Auguste flower was created with the mutative and distorting power of a delusion.
A delusion?
The Fatui, delusions... I never would have thought Auguste was hiding this many secrets.
Born of a delusion, Auguste contained distorted elemental energy. A prolonged exposure over many years could have a harmful effect on the body.
That's enough, Edgar. I'll take it from here. At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining the perfume and the flower. But no one knew how long the perfume mania was going to last back then. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway. Every day we postponed going to market was another day of lost earning potential.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about Auguste being harmful over time, Yelena was just speculating. The impact was practically negligible. Unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had an entire bottle shoved down your throat like Edgar. You could use the product for decades and be completely fine.
It may be true there are no records of Auguste poisoning in Fontaine, but even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime.
The divine and noble Auguste originally originated from a delusion. If that truth came out, the market for your product would be destroyed.
That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kyria's involvement a secret all this time, despite readily confessing to all your financial crimes. The Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Maréchaussée Phantom discovered the connection between the three, there would have been enough evidence to send you to the Fortress of Meripede for life.
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, I would have been more than happy to stay there. At least that way, Lucian would still be alive. All these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute my brother and I get out of prison? It couldn't be any clearer who the kid's after. A ghost was harmless before. The fact that it's killing people all of a sudden must be his doing as well.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too? A way to destroy evidence?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the products circulating on the market, and no one was questioning Yelena's fake identity. But if the Mara Chaussee Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, it would have been the end. Yelena's ties to the Fatui, the role of the delusion, everything would have been exposed. Before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it. She burned all her flower beds and threw herself into the fire as well.
Dang, man. All this over perfume. That's crazy.
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been no reason to do that to herself.
There really wasn't.
Yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and fled with her brother.
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally understood her reasoning. Everything she did, it was for her brother, Kyria. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body due to her excessive use of a delusion. She didn't want her brother to follow in her footsteps after her death. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion to cultivate the Auguste flower, weakening her body even further. There were times when she couldn't even walk.
So she couldn't flee with her brother because she was afraid of holding him back.
If her true identity was exposed, she and her brother would face pressure from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. The Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid suspicion. So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash, including herself. With all the evidence erased, Kyria was free to take the Mora and run.
So the wealth you earned from Auguste, it wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena gave it to her brother?
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going to leave everything to her brother. We just didn't realize she meant our cut as well. That's why Lucian and I were searching for Kyria, to take back our Mora and the Auguste flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time. It was all a trap.
But why is Kyria out for revenge anyway? Doesn't he know about Yelena's decision to sacrifice herself?
He probably doesn't.
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work to keep out of sight. That way her brother wouldn't notice how she could barely walk.
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kyria what really happened, and then he'll give up on his revenge.
But Paimon, it's not always as simple as believing another person's word. That's the problem here.
I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate a Auguste, or something like that. It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred, especially when you've been living in that headspace for so many years.
Very true. Even if Yelena's death was her own choice, I wouldn't call myself innocent either.
I'm gonna mute myself for a second, let this play. I want to eat a snack. But, you know, not have the mic pick it up, so
Edgar, what are you talking about?
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been in such a hurry to capitalize on the perfume mania all those years ago, do you think Yelena would have elected to take those risks? If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, so insistent on increasing the scale of the flower cultivation, do you think Yelena's health would have deteriorated as fast as it did? If we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doorstep by breaking the law at every turn, Yelena could have survived.
She knew her limits. She knew her days were numbered. Maybe it was for her brother, but she was in it for the Mora just as much as us. We were just trying to earn a bit of Mora. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target me for being the mastermind, sure. But what about Lucien? He was just following my orders. Lucien's crime, was it really so extreme that he had to pay for it with his life?
The only person that can answer that question is a judge.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway. Drag me back to Fontaine to stand trial. I don't care.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya, and a crime committed in Port Ormos. What a headache.
A lot of paperwork in deciding which kind of court for them to go to, but man, all of this just because of perfume that turned into poison.
Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well. In any case, we won't really know anything until tomorrow. With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone. Such a headache.
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers to keep an eye on Sylvain and myself. Although with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one, I don't think you need to worry about a jailbreak.
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve the same fate. A crime is a crime, accomplice or not. I'd just like to take care of a few things before I go. Say goodbye to my plants and all that. As for Sylvain, I'm sure he also has some goodbyes of his own. Would you be willing to grant that request, Sheriff?
Well, all right. I'll talk to the Academia. No matter who you were in Fontaine or what crimes you committed, the man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person. Your request is granted.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
But if we wait until tomorrow, doesn't that mean something could still happen tonight?
Happen tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility that Kyria might try to finish what he started?
Especially if he's going this swiftly, I really wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again, we might not be able to stop him.
That may be true, but what if we can take advantage of his desperation?
Desperation?
If we take advantage of this situation and lure him in on purpose, we might finally have the chance to talk to him.
Master, no. That's too dangerous.
So, that's your plan. If Kyria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, his last chance to enact his revenge would be tonight. In other words, you want to use us as bait to capture him.
Capture? Not necessarily. I just want to talk. What? Are you afraid of him?
Afraid? This is my only chance to make him pay for what he did. I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our fortune. There's no way I'm letting him get away with it. Not after what he did to Lucian. As for the danger, everyone else just needs to make preparations in advance to protect us.
I'll admit, it could work. We just need to spread the word that Edgar and Sylvain are leaving tomorrow. Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel. If we have your assistance as well, our chance of success would be even higher.
I still have some reservations. But if you insist on carrying out this plan, I won't deny you my help.
We can help stand guard.
I'll also keep watch.
Although I think Sylvain and myself should remain alone in our respective rooms. If Kyria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back. And besides, it's possible he's already transformed Auguste into a potent toxic gas.
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two of you, he might get so desperate that he'll just start using Auguste on everybody?
Yeah, this is why capture might not be so bad of an idea, because they just might go after everybody.
If that were to happen, everyone standing guard, even the innocent citizens in Port Ormos would all be in danger.
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old pack of bones doesn't bounce back like it used to. I suppose I'll just have to leave the rest to you.
All right, we can figure out a plan to keep watch later. Right now, I say we split up, start spreading that information before it's too late.
And we're going around just spreading, planting the bait. See if we can catch this kid. This psycho.
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see what the court has to say.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. No matter where Kyria is hiding, he must have heard them by now. Let's head back to the hotel and take a break. We can see how the other preparations are going while we're...
I know not every story quest heavily involves a character who is technically the spotlight. There's definitely been a few already that don't feature that character as much, but I feel like this one really doesn't. Like, Emily's just kind of there.
Emily, Chef Xian wants to talk to you and the Traveler about our plans for the Night Watch.
Thank you, Kale. But first, here. I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I'm okay.
Oh, it's not good to be so tense, especially when we've got a long night ahead of us. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I couldn't help but notice that something seems to be on your mind.
Was it that obvious?
You seem very preoccupied with Kyria's revenge. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to listen.
Oh, Hey, Emily, Kale. Oh, are we interrupting something? No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway. I've just been thinking. If Kyria has the capacity to commit murder while remaining completely undetected, why didn't he target Sylvain along with Lucian last night?
I mean, a double kill could be hard for him to pull off.
There was just a single door separating them. If his intention was to target both brothers, then there was barely anything standing in his way. Don't you think? When I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucian died, and saw how distraught he was, I suddenly realized maybe Kyria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the pain of losing a loved one before he completed his ultimate revenge. So did he attack Edgar as a warning then? To scare Sylvain and Lucien?
Based on what we've heard about Curia, that may very well be the case.
Losing his sister all those years ago. What has been going through his head? What has he been forced to endure? Whenever I get to thinking like that, I just can't help but wonder. If I were in his place, would I be able to let go of that hatred?
Holly.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that. Not after everything he's done. But I just can't help it.
There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Empathy is a part of human nature. In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed countless families mourn their loved ones. Their cries of devastation and anger still echo through my mind, even now. Some of them even try to stop me, begging me not to erase the last remnants of their loved ones. But getting swept up in those emotions will corrupt your judgment.
Yeah, it's gotta be a really rough job.
Surround yourself with fragrance for too long, and your sense of smell will become dull. Allow yourself to be consumed by your emotions, and you lose the ability to think rationally. So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, you also need to ask yourself, do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? How much did they truly know about the Fatui and the delusion? Did they force Yelena to make those decisions? Answering those questions requires a lot of time and evidence, while a single act of vengeance can put those answers forever out of our reach. I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, a certain amount of information can be inferred from the traces left behind at the scene. But generally speaking, death will just leave most questions unanswered, and the whole picture ever incomplete.
Once you're consumed by hatred, it will become next to impossible to think about things that way. For someone like Kyria, I'm sure right and wrong lost all meaning a long time ago.
You're right. The fact that we can approach these questions from this perspective isn't because we're more rational than them. It's because we're fortunate enough not to have suffered that kind of loss. But that also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the brink before it's too late. I understand Kyria's decision, but I still want to stop him. Master, Sylvain, and Kyria. They all deserve to survive.
Because in the end, it wouldn't actually help do anything for him.
Huh. The fortunate and the unfortunate.
Emily, Traveler. Huh? Edgar, you're here too?
Oh, it's you two! Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you to be out and about like this?
A little exercise never hurt anyone. Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So I'd like to take care of my plants while I still can.
We could do that for you, Master.
No need. I've grown attached to these flowers, and this is my last chance to say goodbye. Come tomorrow. I'll be happy to entrust their care to you. I would imagine Sheriff Sham is here for a more important reason.
The Night Watch! You mentioned earlier that we still need to confirm our plans.
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room.
Next to Sylvain's room, you mean in Lucien's room?
Exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. You're the most skilled fighter here, Traveler.
I mean, hey, I did say I'd stand guard duty.
And Emily's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch. That's why I want you two stationed next to Sylvain's room. So,
Fine with me.
are you up for it?
What about you, Emily?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll be glad to have your help tonight, Traveler.
Huh. Not a peep. Has Kirya given up on his revenge?
Just like that?
Guess we'll have to keep at it.
The night deepens as time passes.
Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Sam hasn't issued any warning either.
Perhaps Kirya's true motive was simply forcing Sylvain to confess his crimes. No, that can't be right. If all he wanted was for Sylvain to be convicted for his true crimes, he could have tipped off the Mara Chassé Phantom years ago.
And he already killed Lucine. There's no reason to stop there.
There must be something we're missing. Something extremely important.
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal blend from earlier was pretty tasty.
We cannot abandon our post. There's nothing here we can use to make tea.
You're right. Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like looking at the flowers. Oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Because they don't bloom during the day, they only bloom at night.
Flowers, glaze lilies, incense. Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait, what?
Emily rushes next door. A strange floral fragrance fills the room.
Hey, did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
It was the older of the merchant brothers, right?
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain. Poor guy was murdered in cold blood.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named Lucian, and now this.
Listen up, everyone. This is an active crime scene. Please, no loitering.
It's been 3 days and they haven't even caught a glimpse of the guy. What is going on?
Do you think it could be the work of an evil spirit? I mean, how do you get away with something like that with so many people watching?
Keep it moving, everyone. No loitering.
I suppose I'm next.
You don't know that. Kirya already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps he doesn't consider your crime to be worthy of death.
You were the only reason I managed to survive, Emily. I never did thank you for that, did I?
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was also in the vicinity. He would have been able to help.
Is that so? I suppose I'm a very fortunate person then. I have exceptional students, caring friends, and the respect of my peers. If it is indeed my time to go, then I'll die without regrets.
No, we can't let that kid win this game so easily.
But Kirya has nothing. Yelena is gone. Now, his enemies are too. It really makes you wonder if there's even a reason to keep on living.
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kirya himself, once we finally catch him.
Well, I hope it all goes well, Emily. There's something else I'd like to ask of you. With everything that's happened, holding the exhibition is off the table now. But so many flowers were transported here for the show, some of them thousands of miles away from their homeland. I can't let them wither away with no one to care for them, whether Kyria gets to me first, or I'm sent back to Fontaine to stand trial. I won't be around to look after them. I know it's a lot to ask, but could I entrust them to your care?
Of course, Master.
Really? Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
Even if he was a criminal, he sounds like a good guy overall. Or at least in his new life, new identity, he decided to be a really good person.
Now I truly have nothing to worry about.
Sheriff Sham still has some questions for me, so I've gotta go.
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting. He can be quite impatient.
I'm sorry, Master.
What? Why? Huh?
Another all-nighter. Paimon sure hopes Emily's plan will go well. Emily still isn't back. I hope she didn't run into any trouble.
She's extremely meticulous. I'm sure she's prepared to handle anything that might come her way.
Yeah, that's true.
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested. The crowd is gone now too, but I have to admit, I'm not really sure what's going on. After listening to Emily's plan, I started getting the materials together and arranging personnel. I barely had a second to spare last night. To be honest, I'm still not sure how the crime was committed that night.
It's pretty simple, actually.
The key clue was right in front of us the entire time!
It feels like you've been waiting to say that for a while.
Let's go! We'll show you where the culprit hid a goose.
Wait, do they mean in this room? Oh, I instantly guessed it.
The glazed lily, huh? I think I've heard of it before. It's a flower from llittle, right?
Well, did you know it only blooms at night?
Emily, you're back!
Exactly as expected.
I did not mean to skip that without reading it.
A flower that only blooms at night. Ah, like the llittle lotus.
Exactly. Although the llittle lotus wouldn't be a good substitute in this scenario. When it's closed, the gaps between the petals are too large. That's why Kyria chose the glaze lily as his mechanism. He would start by preparing an Agoose sample.
How are the flower petals that strong to just hold a bottle of perfume in there? Dabbed it onto the outside of the petals.
If applied to the outside, you would still be able to smell a goose, even in the daytime.
Certainly.
There's a sticky substance on the edge of the flower petals. It's one I recognize.
Sealed it inside the petals.
If you stick the petals together with slime condensate, then, in the daytime, the glaze lily would act almost like a hidden container. If poured into the flower pot, the liquid would seep into the soil. That might prevent the substance from taking effect. If you stick the petals together with slime condensate, then, in the daytime, there's a sticky substance on the edge.
That's right. He applied a diluted form of slime condensate to the petals to stick them together and enclosed a sample of Auguste in the center. That way, the Auguste would remain trapped inside during the daytime, unable to seep between the petals and evaporate into the air. This also allowed the culprit to plant the poison well in advance, while his targets remained oblivious.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. It's still weird how those flower petals are that strong, but I guess if you're gluing them together, you know, you make it work.
However, the diluted slime condensate wouldn't be viscous enough to prevent the petals of the glaze lily from opening at night. So by nightfall, the flower would bloom, thereby forcing the target to inhale the Auguste trapped inside.
And Carrier could execute his revenge without having to step foot inside the room during the night.
By the next morning, the sample of Auguste would have nearly fully evaporated. The glaze lily would have already closed its petals, and any lingering odor would be concealed by the fragrance of the other flowers in the room.
And his mission would be accomplished.
Wait a second. You're telling me this version of Auguste is so toxic, inhaling the minute amount trapped inside a flower is enough to kill a grown man? And how did Edgar even survive ingesting a whole bottle of the stuff?
That's because Auguste is just as dangerous now as it was all those years ago. The level of toxicity has never changed. Only a small subset of people are truly at risk.
Ah, you mean people who are sensitive to elemental energy. So it's just some sort of happy coincidence that Sylvain and Lucien are allergic to the stuff? That can't be right. They were involved in the operation all those years ago. If the stuff gave them a bad reaction, they would have known from the very start.
You would think.
I wouldn't use the word allergic necessarily. It's more like they're susceptible to its effects. But that distinction isn't important right now. You can think of it this way. It's not that Sylvain and Lucien are innately sensitive to elemental energy, but that Kyria found a way to ensure that they would be.
Various essential oils.
All kinds of essential oils commonly found in alchemical products can temporarily increase elemental affinity. But it would be difficult to force someone to use them without knowing it.
Incense in a room.
The incense I smelled earlier seemed familiar. Thinking back on it, I'm almost certain it was the scent of Spirit Borneal.
Spirit Borneal.
In Sumeru, scholars use Spirit Borneal to aid meditation and stimulate their connection to the Dendro Archon.
Alchemically produced essential oils, the primordial seawater that caused unrest in Fontaine not too long ago. All of those are substances that can heighten your sensitivity to elemental energy.
And Yurari chose Spirit Borneal.
That stuff gave us a lot of trouble when we first came to Sumeru. Ah, yes. I definitely remember that.
I still really do like this art of all three of them together. You know, Paimon's right in the background, and then Crazy Lady's in the way background near the bottom right. I think she was a little crazy. That was a long time ago that I played this, at least a year or two.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors, so its presence wouldn't arouse suspicion. The flowers in the room could also serve to mask the scent.
Flowers are pretty important to this plan, huh? The glazed lily is native to Liyue. It would be completely unnatural to have one here in Sumeru if it weren't for the exhibition. What a coincidence.
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
The exhibition, the hotel, is all a meticulously designed trap.
No wonder he was willing to pay a small fortune to rent out the hotel. He probably used the Mora Yelena left him, don't you think? That money was supposed to set him free. But in the end, it was just a tool for his revenge.
There's a saying among forensic doctors in Fontaine. Every step you take leaves a mark. But up until this point, we haven't been able to detect any trace of Kyria's activities. That's not because he was coming and going undetected, or because he's some kind of evil spirit, but because he's been disguised as someone else this entire time.
Creating such an intricate mechanism out of a glaze lily. setting up the spirit borneal in advance, and arranging for Sylvain and Lucien to stay at the hotel.
He did say he did a change to make sure they had room last minute.
It all points to one person, the expert in charge of the entire exhibition. The Mora spent to rent out the hotel, the way the Auguste flower was cultivated, the method used to disguise his appearance. It all points to one person, the boy who inherited Yelena's legacy, her younger brother.
The real murderer.
Kyria and Edgar are one and the same.
So it really seemed like... Then it just really seems like... How old are these people? Oh, never mind.
But Kyria was only in his teens back then. He wouldn't even be 40 years old by now.
Unless there is an actual disguise to Edgar.
Edgar's lived here for so many years. Even if he changed his appearance, going that long without giving anything away, it would be impossible.
Bad news, Sheriff! Mr. Edgar was attacked!
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran out of his room. It was giving off a really ominous aura. But before we could even react, the figure up and disappeared like some sort of ghost or something. By the time we got a look inside the room, Mr. Edgar was gone. Do you think Kyria kidnapped him?
I need you to think very carefully about this. Are you certain that figure wasn't Edgar himself?
I mean, Mr. Edgar was so frail. I don't see how he could have moved that fast.
It would seem Master decided to tap into an ill-advised source of power.
What? But that's so dangerous with the condition he's in.
It's suicide. Game. I don't actually know if saying the word without any other context gets you flagged for anything, so...
But why? Why would he do that? He's already accomplished his revenge.
No. If his aim was to target everyone who had a hand in Yelena's death...
If he left Sylvain alive yesterday, not out of a desire to see him suffer, but to confirm the truth about why Yelena chose to die...
Then there's still one target left.
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately chased after them.
We should hurry before they're forced to confront each other.
Okay, this is enough to just fly. Tackle him!
Where in the world did he go? Let's ask the merchants nearby.
Have you seen this man?
A shadow-like figure with an ominous aura. Sorry, I didn't see anything. I was busy taking inventory.
Oh, well, these guys definitely seen something.
Ghost! It's a ghost!
It's all right. Please, calm down and take a deep breath. Can you tell us what you saw?
I saw a black shadow. It ran right past me. How could something like that happen in broad daylight?
Go, go, go!
This is terrifying.
Did he maybe use a delusion to go and kind of decay himself?
If we go any further, we'll be out of Port Ormos. There'll be hardly any witnesses.
It's all right. I can detect a faint whiff of the scent from here. I would say he passed by this location not too long ago. It's this way. Please, follow me.
Go, go, go. Hope I'm actually going the right way. As long as I can avoid fighting everything. I would much prefer that.
The scent is getting stronger. This must be the place.
Oh boy. This team should be fine. Because she might not actually be that great in here anyways. Might as well keep my good characters.
Oh! O's! Are you alright? Were you attacked?
No, I'm all right. I was just chasing after that figure, and then all of a sudden, I didn't feel so hot.
Let me take a look.
The air definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason, it's hard to breathe.
We're being like gassed out of here.
This feeling, I've encountered it before. Everything looks all right. It was probably just the stress of the chase, combined with the impact of the environment. A bit of rest would do you some good.
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar is still in there. He taught my sister how to make perfume. He's a good man. I can't just abandon him to die by Curia's hand. Oz, you need to calm down and listen to me. Edgar is the one we're after. He and Curia are the same person. But how is that possible? I thought you said Curia was in his 30s. Mr. Edgar is 70-something. Changing your appearance to look decades older, that doesn't seem possible.
It's possible, but extremely tricky.
That's precisely why he had to resort to extraordinary measures to age himself.
A delusion. My guess was right.
Curia used a delusion to bring back the Auguste flower, corroding his body in the process, just like his older sister.
No. He couldn't have. Mr. Edgar has been in Port Ormos for years. If someone started impersonating him all of a sudden, we would have noticed.
And what if the impersonation started before he ever set foot in Sumeru? I've yet to confirm it, but I suspect Curia killed the real Edgar in Fontaine not long after his release from prison.
Oh. It was identity.
While Edgar was incarcerated, Curia started making preparations to replace him, including forcefully aging his body, studying perfumery, and planning the real Edgar's demise. The new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous desire to let go of the past. He even left perfume making in favor of mentoring students. But these decisions were all for a specific purpose: the need to distance himself from anyone who might see through the facade. And Sumeru fit the bill to a T, with no one around to question his identity. All he had to do was grow a beard, don a pair of glasses, make a few minor alterations to his appearance, and everyone would believe he was exactly who he claimed: Edgar, a perfumer from Fontaine. As the years went by, he removed his disguise little by little and continued to refine his skills. It would have been a gradual process, one that ensured no one around him would notice anything unusual.
That explains why Sylvain said he barely recognized Edgar back at the hotel. He aged himself decades beyond his years just so he could accomplish his revenge. Is that even worth it?
I mean, I would think not, but hey.
I need to find Mr. Edgar. He's not that kind of person. He can't be. What you really need is to get out of here and rest. No, I can keep going.
Wait! This environment is likely being influenced by the delusion. Any discomfort, no matter how slight, should not be treated lightly. I know how to relieve your symptoms, Mr. Ooze. Please come with me and rest. I'm sure Kyria... No, Edgar wouldn't want any more innocent people implicated in all this.
Kale's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. From our brief exposure to a goose, it would seem the substance has little effect on us. This leads me to believe those blessed with a vision or capable of wielding elemental power are more resistant to the effects of abnormal elemental energy. In other words, this environment doesn't pose as much of a risk to us. Actually, now that I think about it, this stronghold likely has multiple points of entry. If the target were to escape from a different point of entry, that might allow him to evade capture. I hate to trouble you, but we need people to survey the perimeter.
Thanks. Hear that? We're heading out. There's work to be done. Ooze, head back to Port Ormos and start gathering reinforcements.
Got it.
Traveler, Emily, Paimon, please be careful. For someone whose only purpose in life is revenge, there's no telling what they'll do when there's no reason to move forward.
Don't worry. This isn't the end. Not for us or for Kyria. We're not going to let a goose kill anyone else. It's time for the mythos to fade into obscurity.
Why'd you use those points to get Ooze to go home? I don't think we get a ton of characters with such long skirts. Her design is very nice. It's just very unfortunate the timing of her release and that she is rumored to be the worst enter applicator.
Monsters? Perhaps they were attracted here by the increased level of elemental energy.
Illusion shattered!
Stay back!
Overruled! I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of a delusion. It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
Lure it? Okay. What do we have to stand here, or? Oh, well, okay. Yeah, her application at least seems kind of slow, if anything. Need some harder enemies so I can actually, like, observe what it's supposed to really do.
Whoa, look at all the Auguste flowers!
That's a lot.
There are so many of them. I can't believe a single person did all this. Must have taken a lot of time.
I fear that statement is truer than you know, Paimon. Using a delusion comes at a cost. Not just time, but the time you have left to live.
But why would Kyria need this many Auguste flowers? He only needed a few bottles of Auguste to carry out his plan, right?
Perhaps hatred wasn't the only emotion fueling his obsession with Auguste.
What do you mean?
Not long ago, he told me he didn't want all the flowers transported to Sumeru to wither away in a foreign land. But Kyria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived his entire life in Sumeru under the guise of someone else. For someone with nowhere to call home, perhaps dying among a bed of Auguste flowers just like his sister is the best homecoming he could ask for.
We love fast travel. So where is this guy?
Transfixed!
At least if I'm looking at it right, the application, it's slow, chooses one target at a time, and doesn't last very long at all. I guess I'll need to get another fight to see what her ult does. Wow, there's even more than those little plots? Damn!
A plant that destroys seeds. Huh. Quite the ecological marvel. Let's head back to the place where the seeds first appeared.
Can I actually control this at all? I thought I just had to push it within some kind of limit, because it does seem to go on a set path. Shoot, should I really be needing a bow character here? Can I do anything about these? Hold up, let me... I don't know if I can actually do anything about them is my problem. Unless it's gonna be the fire aspect. Which, maybe I didn't bring the best fire characters.
Get back!
Because it's on a set path. That's what's like, What does it want me to do here?
Reconstitute!
I just want to see if maybe those would get affected. I don't think so. Because it doesn't seem to really move out of the way. Oh, move back, though, which I didn't know would do. Let me see exactly what it's trying to get me to do here. Okay, this guide is also not giving me any info. I just want to keep killing off this thing. This is dumb. Okay, I'm seeing a video where you can manually push this thing. So let me give that a try. How are they doing that? They're like pushing it. What do they mean? That's the first bridge. And then they're doing their shot of this.
Many ladies in the court of Fontaine like to spray their perfume onto a delicate lace fan, allowing them to generate a pleasant fragrance with each flick of the wrist. It's quite an ingenious method.
How does this person do this? How'd they got it to go to the other side. You can't, okay, you can't destroy these. How do you then pass? And it just goes forward there. Okay. It looks like you can just kind of push it in a sense. Oh, well, okay. It really did act like it was on his own set path, not something a player would affect. That's what really got me. Okay, okay. So there we go, there we go.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
The scent of many flowers, which were surrounded by flowers. Ooh, he looks really weak now.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Did they catch up that fast? No. My strength is just waning. But it doesn't matter. This is far enough.
No, dude.
This is a garden of Auguste flowers. But it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those years ago in Fontaine. Yelena? Yelena! You tried to hide it from me, but I always understood. The reason why you continued to use the delusion, the reason why you set your garden on fire, it was all because of me. I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran. But by the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. The flowers were gone. And so were you.
Man, just a whole misunderstanding.
I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you earlier. I should have died with you that day. Yelena? Yelena! No! Don't leave me! Please!
She was trying to give him a better home. But in the end, nothing turned out well.
Yelena!
Emily? I'm alive. No, that's not possible. I saw her. Yelena, we were together.
That was an illusion, likely brought about by the residual toxin in your body coupled with the pollen in the air, neither of which are fatal.
No, the amount of Auguste I drank, it should have been enough.
I'm sorry to say this, but that was a fake.
A fake? But how?
We started making the preparations last night with one goal in mind: to create a perfect accord. The accord is the basis of perfume making,
the product in its most primitive form. Ambergris mixed with cedarwood, rounded out with a base note of agarwood.
This is the scent of leather?
Exactly. We're unable to extract essential oils from leather, but by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence. That is the purpose of an accord.
Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world?
I'm afraid not. Certain fragrances in this world are simply one of a kind. That quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions.
If I wear a goose to the ball, I'll also be one of a kind.
Our competitor already got their hands on it.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. I have to buy something better.
This fragrance will be one of a kind no more. Myths can be deconstructed. Miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience. The only thing left is determining where the real Auguste is hidden. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. Auguste must be hidden within reach.
Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
The curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar, capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers, and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight. Did you get all that, Emily?
I got it.
Did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
So, Sylvain is dead. Is that right?
Yes, Master.
So, you switched the bottles of Auguste, and then lied to me about Sylvain's death.
Convincing you that your revenge had been completed was the easiest way to get you to let down your guard.
Impossible. Even if you found a way to switch out the bottles, there's no way you could have made an accord.
Nah, she's just better. I mean, for her to kind of pinpoint your whole plan and, you know, make sure you didn't off yourself. She's good at what she does.
If Auguste was so easy to replicate, Yelena wouldn't have.
It was a combination of rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those ingredients would have conflicted with each other if you tried to combine them in the past. But recently, we found a way for them to work together.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias.
Auguste was created over 10 years ago. All this time, people never stopped analyzing it, never stopped trying to recreate it. Perfumery techniques are advancing day by day. We found better ways to extract essential oils, separate oils and fats. We even discovered new ways to combine fragrances together. The mythos surrounding Auguste may have been untouchable almost 20 years ago, but now it's time for it to become a thing of the past.
The past?
You've been working as a perfumer for all these years. You should have always known that it is possible to make an accord, even if only in theory. But the meaning you assigned to Auguste became so inflated, you allowed yourself to get lost in it. Just like the perfume mania that captivated the public all those years ago. You believed in its divinity and grandeur. You believed it was entirely one of a kind.
And then the process, you forgot that it was a bottle of perfume, nothing more.
Your obsession with the goose is also what allowed us to predict how you intended your plan to end, and to make preparations in advance.
We just didn't expect it to happen so fast.
Or that you could activate the delusion.
Well, you hit the nail on the head now, didn't you? So, Sylvain isn't dead. Since you've been preparing your cord since last night, I assume you've also figured out my method, then. That means the news of Sylvain's death. The crowd gathered outside the hotel this morning. It was all an act you put on with the sheriff?
Yes. If we hadn't, you might have resorted to the delusion out of desperation, or continued to use your spirit borneal and a goose combination to wreak havoc.
Who knows? Maybe I would have just offed myself then and there.
I know if you had things your way, you would carry the truth of Edgar's demise and the secrets of this garden to the grave, but I'm sorry, Master. I don't want to see any more death. Sylvain only inhaled a small amount of poison. He's being detained as we speak. All the crimes he concealed back then will be exposed in a court of law for everyone to see, and all his secrets will be revealed. The same goes for you as well.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I'll be spending the rest of my days in a prison cell then.
Whoa, he accepted that kind of fast.
I mean, if he was ready to off himself, I'm sure jail is also something he'd accept pretty fast.
I don't feel the need to justify my actions, nor do I intend to repent for them. I did what I set out to do. I may have lost in the end, but it was my choice every step of the way. And if I could do it all over again... But there's no going back, is there?
Careful, everyone. This environment is dangerous. I'll lead the way.
Stick close and hurry up. We can't let Edgar die.
Looks like I'm almost out of time. Although, I do have one final question, Emily.
Of course, Master.
The combination you used to make your accord. How did you figure it out?
The scent of a goose is complex and varied, yet the main ingredient consists of a single variety of flower. So, as I was analyzing the sample yesterday, I got to thinking, what if the scent of the Auguste flower was already imbued with that complexity during its cultivation?
You're saying Yelena designed Auguste to have the scent of multiple flowers?
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, Cecilias. The perfumers of the past knew that if you combine their essential oils directly, they would just cancel each other out. It was a conundrum they could never solve. But if you cultivate a new flower species that intrinsically carries the unique features of those three scents, you can bypass that issue entirely. It goes without saying that for that time, this idea was a stroke of genius.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those really do seem like flowers you would choose, Yelena.
Not long after that, the Eremites rush over. Kyria accepts his fate without saying a word. It's all so sad. This is all over perfume, and yet it's killed people.
Did you know? Miss Emily's releasing a new perfume! Right, I heard about that. I think it's called Yelena.
Seems like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume you're releasing.
I was hoping to release it without such a fuss, but the news spread way faster than I expected. I just hope it won't become the source of some new myth, especially after all the work we did to demystify Auguste.
About this perfume, did you use the accord back in Sumeru?
I did, although I made a few modifications to the formula to make the scent more pleasant and long-lasting. I actually brought a few samples with me today. I hope they're to your liking. Also, I was hoping you could try out the fragrance before I officially release it and tell me your thoughts.
Of course! A good sense of taste and sense of smell go hand in hand, you know? Just leave it to Paimon!
So what do you think?
Oh, it smells great!
I'm not sure that's the kind of feedback she had in mind.
It's alright. All feedback is worth considering. Besides, when it comes to perfume, commenting on whether it smells good is the most straightforward assessment you can ask for. There doesn't always have to be a deeper meaning.
Speaking of deeper meanings, Kira's... sorry, I'm like butchering his name right now. I blame being tired. His final question.
Right! Do those flowers have some special meaning? Hearing their names seemed to have an effect on him.
If I had to guess, I'd say it probably has something to do with the language of flowers.
A language of flowers? Oh, we've heard of that before! Paimon remembers hearing something like, the Cecilia represents the true feelings of the prodigal son?
What each flower is said to represent varies by person and across different moments in history. The same is true for the flowers that make up the scent of a ghost. After returning to Fontaine, I did some research, and it turns out the meanings of those 3 flowers can be reassembled to form a single phrase. Forget the past and keep on living. Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena always intended, not the nobility and grandeur most people associate with a ghost.
Or maybe that's what she hoped for her brother.
Do you think Kiria knew about that?
I paid him a visit before his trial and explained what I found, but he didn't seem to care.
I mean, at this point, it's kind of too late.
Who knows? Maybe she didn't mean anything by it at all. That was his response. Yelena is gone. We'll never know what she was thinking. We can look for meaning all we want, but it'll never be anything but conjecture. Even if that is what she was trying to say, I would never be able to forget her. Avenging her death? That was the meaning I chose for my life. Kiria cultivated his revenge like a flower. He was committed to making it bloom, even if in the end, it didn't bear the fruit he was hoping for.
This man.
In any case, he did want me to pass along his thanks. Thank you for saving my life. For giving me the chance to learn that a ghost could have carried a very different meaning. Love and hatred are a privilege of the living. When someone dies, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions die with them. In that sense, what a goose truly represents in the language of flowers will forever remain a mystery. But even if it's only a conjecture, I would like to believe my own interpretation. The meaning we give to flowers, the symbolism we assign to our perfumes, they're constantly twisted and exploited in our imperfect world. And yet, at the very outset, they're born from the simplest and most beautiful desires we hold in our heart.
And that's the end. I guess that one was shorter, but I think just due to her character, there really isn't... You have to fluff a lot of this. Her design's good. I like her design. I do like her voice. But I am sorry. Her story needed a lot of fluff and didn't directly involve her a lot. Man, if I memorized some more of these story quests more, I'd go through and do a tier list. But I do not remember a lot of the early ones. I don't know if I really want to end it there. No, you know, we're waiting on Durin's story quests, and that's the last one I got. Already did all the hangout events, and well, I haven't done anything for Notlin. Which I haven't actually seen if Notlin's, because they don't really have story quests, but they have all the other quests. Have you ever listened to the character voice lines? I've listened to some of them. Not all. I really should. I need to get higher friendships with people too, to get all of those voice lines. And I know some of them have like the written character stories. I haven't done those either. Mostly because I've been wanting to gather higher friendship levels. Hence, this team being just a bunch of mishmash of characters. Listen to write-ins about Farina. Oh, I bet that's gonna be funny. Yeah, this team's just a mishmash of characters for the most part, besides for world traveling. I want to get friendship levels up. I've been slowly doing. Alright, write-ins I do have at the top.
For 5 centuries, I dueled the Raiden Shogun in my personal realm of consciousness to confirm the steadfastness of my will. Yet this Farina you speak of, though possessing only a frail human body, committed herself to acting out her part every second of every day for 500 years. A true battle of the spirit. Her willpower has indeed reached the level of a god.
It's nice that she gives her some praise. I've been seeing more and more around like social media, just it's very much for Archon's sake with Venti and Farina, just the misdepictions of their characters. And I mean, granted, I am definitely part of that Farina crowd of like, before finishing all the Archon quests, being like I don't like this Archon. This Archon seems like there's nothing there but drama. You finish your Archon quest and you're like, oh boy, she's traumatized. Oh boy, I'm so sorry. I didn't like you at first. Or the Archons have voice lines about Farina. I think I only have Venti and Raiden. I wish I had more, but I have not reached that point. Sorry about that. I have you at 6. It might be enough.
A bard must be versed in both music and song, but a stage performer requires far more skills than just these. Hey, don't you think we should invite her over to put on a show at the next Windbloom Festival? Huh? You want me to talk about how she saved Fontaine? Well, I mean, she's such a talented artiste, it's no wonder. I wouldn't be surprised even if she'd saved the entire world.
Well, I guess in a sense for calming the heavenly principles unintentionally, kind of did. Kind of did. I still haven't, I need to see the live stream for 6.3 because I haven't, I've been seeing around like, and maybe this is something for the Archon quest that maybe they touch on, but with Dotare's little scheming, how has he not awakened the heavenly principles yet? That's what a lot of wondering's going on about that I've seen. Like, how hard are these guys sleeping? 6.4 next. Oh, shoot, really? My bad. How many days do we have left? 9 days. Okay. Oh, and I don't even have 20 pulls yet. Where's my pity? I have it noted down somewhere. We're not doing any pulls. I'm curious to know where my pity is. For when I do go making some pulls. Oh, special banner's only 7. Well, that's not great. I guess that's all we're doing today. It's a little bit shorter, but honestly, we've been going for almost 4 hours for the other 2. So, I guess it is a little bit better that it's shorter this time. So next time we do Genshin specifically, we'll be finishing up Durin's Quest. And then depending on what I have left, I'll see if I have some more voiced quests going on. I'll start tapping into the Notland stuff on my own, see if they have voice stuff there. Otherwise, that one might be either a really short stream, or maybe we'll try Abyss and see how bad I fail. I think that would be funny. That's me personally, though, but I might do pretty good. I've never done past, like, I've never gone into the floors that actually change, like, 9 through 12. So we'll see how that goes, because I might not make it. But I do thank you for staying with me in the Haven today. We are back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. CST for a little bit of a break in between. We're going to be doing Windcraft. Plans for that is because last time I got gear stuck. The reason why that is, I found out just 5 minutes after stream and wish I could have continued stream. Because I needed to do the Realm of Light quest that I set to do after the 2 bosses I got set on. Those Realm of Light quests start level 60. When I start looking up on the auction house trying to find the better gear that I need, yeah, I needed the stuff from Realm of Light quest. That's what I need. And then I can do the bosses, because that's the good gear I'm missing. So, we're doing Realm of Light, both part 2 and 3. Then we can do the bosses. Whatever else after that becomes whatever else. We might get Realm of Light part 4. Maybe, depending on my level, I can tap into the rest of Bob's Tomb. I need to be level 74 for that, though, and I'm only 72. So if I level enough and my gear is going to be all up to code at that point, we might be able to tap into that. But we'll see. But that'll be tomorrow, 2 p.m. CST, then a break on Monday, and then back for Double Trouble Tuesday on Tuesday. With YouTube always getting the first hand. So here is my Twitch for joining on Tuesday, which is always the second part of Double Trouble Tuesday. It'll be once again Phasmo, but it'll be probably after the event. So maybe we'll see about some Phasmo. If I feel talkative enough, maybe do Power Wash, but it really depends on how I feel at that point, because that's like at 8. I might be kind of tired. But I do have plenty of Phasmo to grind. I need badges. I need lots of money so I can try Apocalypse. Because I have just about enough money to start trying Apocalypse out. I at least want the bronze. That is one of the hardest challenges in Phasmo. Here is my Blue Sky in Twitter, where I will be... where I put my schedule. Blue Sky is the only one that's going to get art at this point because of how Twitter is lately. And probably will stay. And that is also where I'll be making an announcement. I'll be doing it on Tuesday, so it lines up better about my big trip and exactly for how long I will be gone. It is a lot of this month. And I will still be grinding Genshin, but just on my phone, so... a lot of world quests where it's a lot of dialogue will be nice. But I'll be trying from there. I won't be doing any polls or anything like that. Nothing exciting while I'm gone. But I'll still be trying to post as well on social medias while I'm gone, since I won't have a laptop near me at all. So... but I do thank you all for staying with me in the Haven today. And I will either see you guys tomorrow or see you over on Tuesday. Bye-bye!